Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so we have so this is the development link for the engagement rewards. The production one is here. The difference between the production and development is that in the development you can register any app. Okay, for production, we approve the apps. So usually we check that you have implemented everything and that you're ready. So when you're just testing, you can use the development app to register your app, and anyone can register an app. So what is engagement rewards? Basically, we sponsor. Currently, it's set to 5,000 GoodDollars, which is roughly 50 cents. We sponsor any app that has a unique user that uses their app. Usually, app that was built during that's part of the builders program. But any app can give rewards to new users, and we sponsor those rewards so that you can attract users to the app that you are building. So the basic is that we sponsor roughly 50 cents, and you can always also use it as a referral system, meaning that you can also tell the users, hey, if you invite more users to your app, you will also get a reward. And here you have the SDK. So we'll go a little bit over the SDK and we'll see how to use it. So the first thing to do, or the first thing to do is to register your app. So you can apply here. And here you have to put there are two options, either the smart contract address of your app or a backend wallet signer address, right? Or a wallet that you have in your backend that you use to sign transactions. We'll do this option. We'll go over here in the session only over this option. This other option where you put your smart contract, you can also do that. But that also means that you also have to modify your smart contract to call the engagement rewards, the engagement reward smart contract. But you can do either way. If you do it through your smart contract, then you also don't need to keep a wallet in your backend to sign transaction with. So it might be easier for you in some cases. But we'll go through this first step. So here you just put your basically your wallet address or your smart contract. Here you put a wallet address where you want to receive the rewards. So I'll just put the same wallet here, but it could be some other wallet. Next, you define how much of the rewards, how much of the 50 cents per user, per unique users that come to your app, how much of these rewards you want to give to the user, and how much you want to keep for yourself, right? So basically, you get 50 cents for every unique user, and you can keep some of it for yourself, but you can also maybe decide that you want to distribute 100% of the reward to the user and possibly the person that invited the user, right? So I'm going to give all of the rewards to the user, all of the 50 cents to the user. This way, I think for my app, I want to attract as many users as possible. So I want to share the rewards with the users and with the inviters. So that they will have an incentive to come to my app and incentive to invite more users to my app. The next thing is the user percentage. So here we said that we want to give 100% of the reward to the user and to the inviter. And here we write how much of that reward will go to the user and how much of that reward will go to the inviter. So I'm going to put 50% here, so they get the same amount. That means that 2,500 GoodDollars will go to the user that joined your app, and 2,500 GoodDollars will go to the person that invited the user to your app. Here you have to write a description for your application, and the users, when they claim the reward, they will also have to sign. They will also have to sign a message, and that description will appear there. So it's important to put something so the user understands. And here you have to write your app URL. And your contact email. Oops. And then you apply. You have to send the transaction. And that's it. Now your app, you're going to see it here in the pending list of apps. Right, this is the app that I just filled. It's not, and here it is a list of the registered app, the apps that are already been approved. So as I said, in the dev environment, anyone can create apps and approve them. So I'll just go ahead and click on approve here. And I'll approve the app. And that's it. Now it's approved. And it should also be now here in the registered apps. Right here, this is the account that I did it with. I don't know why it shows that's like a rounding error probably. We'll have to check that. Here you can see the percentages we decided. All right. So the next step is to do the integration in your application. So here you have an integration guide, and you can follow the instructions. So here are some prerequisites, specifically if you choose to use a smart contract and not a wallet address, then your smart contract needs to be verified so we can look at it. You have to remember that only whitelisted users can receive rewards. The inviter doesn't have to be whitelisted, but only whitelisted can get the rewards. So we have to go to the face verification because we have to verify that every user is unique, so someone doesn't claim 100 rewards, right? Users can claim, so the reward can be claimed actually every 180 days. A user can claim another reward. Also, there's also a total amount that every app can receive, that every app can give to users, and it also resets every 180 days. And every user is limited to receive rewards from 3 apps. So if the user comes to your app and he's already received rewards from 3 other apps, then he will not be able to get a reward by using your app. Yeah, and here you have the engagement reward smart contracts for the development environment, and this is the production environment. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, great. Yes, you are on mute.
Okay, I hear you said if a user claims 3 times in different applications, does that mean other applications on the ecosystem will not be able to claim the reward?
Yeah, so a user can receive, so let's say there are 4 apps that implemented these engagement rewards, and the user comes and tries all of these apps. He will not get the reward for the 4th app that he has tried. Okay, so it's limited. A user can get rewards from 3 apps only for the duration of 180 days. After 180 days, this counter resets. So at the moment, it's limited to 3 apps. So if you go ahead and try different apps, if it's the 4th app, then you will not get any more rewards. We might decide to change it in the future, but that's currently the limit. Yes, Agnes?
Okay, so you say something about the contract address. That is the one which is going to receive the engagement rewards, right? And if you don't have a contract address, what do you do about that?
No, so when we registered, you don't need to have a contract. Like we said, there are 2 options. Either your app has a smart contract that users engage with, and you want to give out the reward when they engage with your smart contract. Okay, basically it's more secure way to give the reward. Yeah, I'm telling the user, I'm going to give you a reward when you interacted with my smart contract. Okay, so that's one option. The other option is that you just put any wallet address, right? Or not any wallet address, but it has to be your backend wallet signer address, okay? In order for you to sign, in order for you to approve to give out the reward to a user, right? Because otherwise, any user can claim a reward like he used your app, even though he never used your app. So maybe you want to first verify that the user actually, I don't know, registered with his email or something like that before you give him the reward. So this is why there's an option here for a backend wallet, right? So the backend will verify if the user engaged with the app and is eligible and you want to give him the reward, and then you'll sign the message with this wallet. Okay, so that's for the process. This is for the process of verifying that the user engaged with your app and you want to give him the reward. And then you have this for receiving the rewards. you can put here any address that you want. You can put here your safe. Maybe you have a safe, prognosis safe or something like that. You can put that here in the reward receiver address. But this is only in case that you want to keep some of the engagement rewards for yourself, right? Here, like we said here, for example, so the default here is that 50% will go of the reward will go to the user and inviter, and the other 50% will go to you. But in the example that I did, I chose 100% here. So all of the reward will go to the user, and I will not get it. I will not get anything to this address here.
Okay, so in that case, you have to find a way to figure out how to separate every unique user who is entering your application if you are not using the contract, any contract on the backend.
What do you mean by separate?
So if you have to add a new wallet address, that any wallet address, you have to use the platform to identify a unique user entering your platform, who is using your platform. Then from there you have to connect on how they will be receiving their reward address from the wallet address you entered on the backend, right?
So let's go through and let's go through the rest of the code. Maybe it will make more sense. Okay, so we are back in the integration guide. So in this session, we are following the client-side only integration, right? There's, like we said, there's also an option when you have a smart contract and you want to integrate with your smart contract, but we won't do that. Okay, so I created the demo app here, the invite demo app, and we'll go over this code. But these are the basic steps that you need to do, right? So there's an SDK that we prepared that you can use it. And then you can use this, and then there's an example here for how you can claim, how you can trigger the claim. But let's maybe go through the demo first so that it might make sense for you. Okay, so this is the demo. Okay, so here I'm connected, right? I'm the user and I'm connected. Right, I'm connected with a wallet to the app. Okay, so I'm just going to connect with some address. Okay, so I'm connected with this address, and you can see now that this is my invite link. My invite link is simply a link to the app with my wallet address concatenated at the end. Okay, so this is my invite link, and I'm prompting the user, hey, you can share this invite link to earn 50% of, currently for the dev environment, it's just $1 GoodDollar reward. But right, you remember that we set that the user will get 50%. So if you recall, so this is also will get it reads that from the app settings when we applied. And there's a button to claim the reward. Okay, so basically, if I'll press, let's see. So then again, if I press claim, what will happen here is, you probably can see it. Let's see if I can share. Let me share the whole screen for a second. Okay, so when I'm claiming the reward, When I'm claiming the, okay, something here is not right, but anyways, when I'm claiming the reward, the user is going to be asked to sign a message. Right, this is the person that who invited him, right? The inviter, the wallet address that invited him, and here is the description that we filled for the app. Okay, if you remember when we applied, we added the description, and the description is going to appear here. That's why it's important to write a good description. And then when the user, after the user confirms it, then it will try to claim the reward. Okay, currently there's an issue because I didn't, I'm not whitelisted. This account is not whitelisted. But these are the basic steps. Okay, so if, for example, let's take this invite link, and I'm going to just, let's assume I'm another user. Let me first switch. Here. Okay, I switched to a different wallet, and now I'm going to paste, right? Assuming that this wallet invited me, I'm going to paste it here. You can see that my invite reward is different, right? It's my wallet address. But if I press on, if I claim on the rewards, you can see here that the inviter has changed. Now it's GoodDollar dev, that's my account. Okay, that's this account here. That's its nickname. If I press on it, you can see it's the same wallet address as in the invite link. Okay, so let's go over the code of this little demo page. Okay, should I increase the font size? Okay, so this is the invite demo page. The first thing that we do is basically, right, we use if you're recalling the integration guide, you just use you import the Engagement Reward SDK, and you put here the rewards smart contract. In our case, right, in our case, currently we are using the development one. So basically that's what we're supposed to put here. I'm putting the development environment smart contract. And the first thing I want to do is I want to display to the user how much rewards he can get. So what I'm doing, I have this effect that when the Engagement Reward SDK is ready, and I also have the user wallet connected from the WAGMI from the WAGMI framework. Then I simply call these methods, right? I call the Engagement Rewards SDK. We have this get reward amount method that returns the amount of reward that every unique user gets. And here I'm also requesting the information about the app, right? And this basically gives me the information that when I first registered with the app. So here you put, here it's supposed to be the app that you registered. So if you recall, we created this app. We created this app. I can put it here. And it returns the app info. Okay, all the different metrics. Currently, there's no clear typing here. For this one, but basically, if we go to the engagement rewards smart contract, this is the app info, right? There's the owner, the reward receiver, and different information, the user and inviter percentage, the user percentage, the description, all the stuff that we filled. So I'm basically reading, in order to display the amount that the user will get, I'm reading these to the user and inviter percentage and the user percentage. Okay, so if I'm saving, here you can see I printed them, and you can see that now it returns 100% for the user inviter and 49% for the user. So it presents here right, this is the wrong calculation now that I see it. Actually, it's supposed to be right. So then I calculated. I have the total user and inviter percentage that they get, which is 100%, and the user gets 50% out of it. So it's this number multiplied by this 100 divided by 100. Okay, sorry. Yes. Emery, you have a question? Okay, so Emery, you can ask your question if you want to. Okay, so so the next step is here. I'm also checking. I'm calling to check if the user can claim the rewards.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Emery.
I was looking at the code you changed, the set inviter share. I think the inviter share should be the total share minus user percent or thereabouts. 100 minus user percent, right? Maybe the last code would have been right. I don't know.
I think it's supposed to be like that, because the user percent is 50% out of that.
Okay. But here is for the inviter, not the user.
Ah, right. Okay, yes, you're right. Okay, so it was correct. Yes, you're right. Next thing, we also claim if the user can claim anything, and if it's going to check in smart contract, like we discussed, the user has to be whitelisted, the user can claim only 3 times, only from 3 different apps, only once in 180 days. So this is enforced by the smart contracts. And so this basically checks if the user can claim. And the next thing is also I'm trying to read any past events. I can read also past events if the inviter already invited, other people joined, and you received any reward. So I can read I'm trying to read these events. And I'm also putting them in the state. So that's the first part, reading all the data. Okay. The other part is, as you can see here, this one is checking if the user came with the link, with an invite link, and it checks from the local storage. This is actually just, yeah, this is the inviter address. Yeah, if the inviter address is in the URL params, if the inviter address is in the URL params, then it's going to record it in the local storage for future use until the time when the user actually press claim. And it's also going to create my invite link here. This is just a helper to copy the invite link. And the last thing is the function to actually claim the reward. And you can see also everything is here in the guide. Okay, so in the integration guide, right, we have here the method to actually handle the claim. So in the demo, I added a little bit more information, right? But the basic steps are just to handle the claim. Okay, so what the claim is going to do is it's going to get the inviter address, right? If there is one. And the next thing that what we mentioned before is that you need to get the signature from the backend, right? So here I have, this is my demo backend URL, where it sends the user that wants to claim the reward, and also the inviter address, and the backend would have to sign this transaction, right? That would have to sign that with the wallet, right? That we registered the app with, and then we are calling the smart contract, the engagement reward, the SDK again. This would ask the user, sorry, we are still not calling the smart contract. This would then ask the user to sign a message, right? The message that you saw when we clicked on claim, we were asked to sign a message with the here you have to put your demo app address, which we used here. Right, this is our demo app. Okay, תתרגם. Okay, so this would automatically trigger the request to sign the message. Let's see if it changes anything. Okay, I'm claiming the reward, and yes, here you can see the description has changed. When I change the app, the description has also changed, because the SDK automatically reads the data from the app that you registered. And the last step would be to actually call claiming the reward from the smart contract. And that's it. These are the basic steps that you need to implement in order to create the invite rewards, right? So first you have to register your app. Then you can display some kind in your app. You can display some kind of an invite link. If you want, you can also display to the user any rewards that he has received. And lastly, you provide a button for the users to claim the rewards. I'm going to try and let's see if it works. So we have to remember that I have to be a whitelisted user. So I'm going to just yeah, I think this is my GoodDollar address, which is whitelisted. So I'm going to try and let's see if it will work. Let's see what happens when I claim the reward. I need to also on the back end. Oh, we didn't do the back end. Okay, so there's also the back end, and I need in the back end, I need to put, let me switch back to my demo app. Let me switch back to my other demo app, which is already set in the back end. Yeah. Okay, now you see the description changed again. Let's see if it will work. Right. Currently, the inviter is the same one, so I don't want that. I first want to come here with a different invite link. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to try and find the rewards. Yeah, and now the inviter is this other account. Okay, no, that didn't work because the signature expired. Okay, that's strange. Let's see. Valid until block. Okay. Now it shows success. Okay. So let's see if something happened. basically, if it showed success, then it theoretically means that did they do a transaction actually? No. Didn't seem to work. Okay, that wasn't a success. What happened here? So if I press again, what happens? Okay, translated the transaction again. No, it keeps failing. Okay, there's something. Maybe. Yeah, it has some good dollars in it. But it still failed for some reason. Okay, I see that other people were successful. Okay, I will have to check. I will have to debug it why it didn't claim the rewards. But these are the basic steps, and I'll send an update on the builders channel on Telegram. So I'll try to send an update once I verified why the demo didn't work in the development environment. I'll make sure to check that. Yeah, that's it. So you can find also, of course, you can find the code. You can find the code in our Good SDKs repository. You have here the engagement app, and basically you can look at this code is here in the invite demo page, so you can see the code itself, and if you need to copy stuff, then you can do it. And of course, you also have the integration guide here with different steps, and we're always also available to answer any question on Telegram. Okay, so we have a little bit, 5 more minutes. If anyone has any more questions.
I just wanted to ask some things just to see that I understood. Is that okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so first of all, as a user, he becomes a GoodDollar user, a wallet, and that actually makes him whitelisted. And then he interacts with the app, and then he gets a reward where we can decide if he gets 100% or less, and the app gets a certain amount of percent. And then there's another invite link that he can use and also receive additional rewards. That was the question. Like on top of the rewards of the engaging with the app, that's 5,000 Gs. Then he has another option to receive more rewards if he sends out an invite link.
Hadar, you're mute. You're mute.
So it's just like the invite links, if you remember how the invite links in the wallet worked, right? You can invite users. If you're an inviter, you can invite as many people as you want, and you will get a reward for every user that you invited.
Yeah, but that's in addition to the rewards of interacting with the app, right? That's
No, so the user that comes and interact with the app, he gets a reward once, right?
Yeah.
It's the same pool. It's the same pool, and it's the same amount as you define. So basically, you define. So basically, there are 5,000 GoodDollars per unique users that come to your app, and like we said, you decide how to share these 5,000 with the user, the inviter, and yourself, and the app creator.
okay. So it's 5,000.
So yeah, so it's 5,000 that is shared between the three personas that we have: the inviter, the app, and the user, right? But the inviter
Okay.
can invite many users and get a reward for many users, while each user gets a part of the reward. But the inviter can invite many users and receive rewards multiple times.
But then how would you calculate that from the 5,000 $?
No, because the 5,000 is per unique user that he invites. Every unique user that come to your app, every unique
so
user
the
that comes to your app gets
5,000.
5,000. The inviter gets a part of it for every unique user that he brings to your app.
Okay, I understand. Okay, great. Beautiful. Thank you.
Yes, Amiri.
All right, thank you very much. So I have two questions. First of all, so let me say I come first to the app and I'm entitled to the rewards I claim, and then I begin to invite others, and then they claim also. So I'm asking, when they claim, will my share of the reward as an inviter come directly to my wallet, or is going to be added to my balance, my engagement reward balance? Yeah, that is my first question.
Every time the user claims, then the reward goes directly to the inviter wallet.
Okay, because so the idea of saying I can only claim once in 6 months, what does that mean again?
What?
So I can only claim once in 180 days.
Yeah. So yeah, basically a user, because basically a user can
Register on different apps.
Can after 180 days he can be eligible for again to claim a reward.
Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, then in the documentation, there is a part for just client-side integration, and then the part for smart contract integration.
Yeah.
So the idea of having a smart contract integration, it's kind of made me feel like, since I'm integrating the GoodDollar contract to my contract, when users interact with my contract, they might just get incentives for interacting with my contract. So that's what I want to clarify. And also the difference, is there any advantage of doing smart contract integration over client-side only integration?
Yeah. So integrating, so here you can see there's an example here, right? If I look at the guide for the smart contract integration, there's an example here. The advantage of using a smart contract is two things. One, you don't need the backend signer, right? You don't need to sign when a user requests. You don't need to sign this request on your backend, and it just makes things a little bit more secure. because you know that the user gets the reward once he actually interacted with your smart contract, right? Once he actually used your application, right? So that's a little bit just more secure. And in smart contract, you can also add a little bit more logic in the smart contract. So for example, yeah, so for example, when you do it in the smart contract, when you call from the smart contract the app claim versus the non-app claim that we used in the client side only, you can, for example, do the user inviter share and the user share. They can be dynamic. They don't have to be they don't have to be fixed as before. So you can maybe add logic. I don't know. Maybe if the user did some kind of an action, maybe he gets a higher share of the reward than the inviter, or vice versa. So you can just add a little bit more logic here. But yeah, but basically I can't say that if there's an advantage, or other than that, there's no, these are the main differences from my point of view for integrating with the smart contract.
All right. So one more thing. So the inviter address gets stored on local storage, right? So that means
you have to implement that, right?
Okay.
In my example, if you recall, I had to implement it. I had to implement it here, right? Right. If there's an incoming inviter address from the here and here, it uses the params of the router. So if there's an inviter address coming from the URL parameters, then I save it to local storage, right? Because then maybe the user doesn't come directly to the claim page, right? Maybe it comes to your app, to some page. He has to go through a registration process, and only at the end he comes to claim the reward, and by then you might not know who was the inviter. So the recommended way to do it would be to first save it in local storage or something like that. Does that answer your question, Emery?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, I'll try to check out why it didn't work. That's always the Murphy law with these workshops. And yeah, feel free to reach out to us if you need help integrating or you encounter any problems. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great
Thank you. Thank you. Happy holiday.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Happy holidays.